All right, well, these are going to be, I'm making little platforms, little marble platforms for the giant Chinese vases. And I thought maybe I'd show you the marbling technique because I don't think I've shown tutorials on that before. So this is kind of what I'm aiming for. This is one that I've already completed. So let me walk you through how I did this, and we'll do the other one together. This is still damp, woo! So I don't want to smear it. The platforms themselves are just made out of 4 pieces of card. This is going to go against the wall, so I didn't put a 4th piece there, but 2 identical platforms. And what I have here is just standard white eggshell paint, nothing fancy there. But I have on here 2 other colors, and let me show you what I'm using. I have this brushed metal, brushed silver from the Folk Art brand, which hopefully they still make, 5119E. So this is just a nice charcoaly grey with a little bit of shimmer to it. And then I also have some of this chalk paint, which is Parisian grey. And it's a little warmer. And that's this one. So these are the 2 extra paints that I have. And I have 2 brushes, one, regular fat brush, and then one, a little thin brush. And that's it. And some water. That's what this is. So let's start at the top because that's what I did in the last one. Put a coat of white paint on here. And I just did one side at a time, just so I have something to hold on to. If I painted the whole thing, I'd end up putting my fingers in it. So, coat of white paint, it's still wet. I'm adding a little bit extra water to it to make sure it's very liquidy up there. And you may not need to do that. My paint is starting to dry up a little bit, I think, but the important thing is it's a wet surface. And then get your thin brush, and I dip it into the darker of the greys, the brushed metal. And then this is when a shaky hand is good, right? You sort of just try to go, okay, this is, you can shake your hand a little bit and try to get a nice line. And I take it usually right to the edges. So that's my first line. Marble normally runs in, you can see a line that, all of the lines tend to follow. And then depends how much movement you want in there. Some marble Carrara has lots and lots of squiggly lines, some does not. But totally up to you. But I usually put a few in. Maybe a little more grey in that one. A bit too much water. And, maybe one up here too. But like I said, it's up to you. Put as much or as little as you're comfortable with. I kind of like that, so I'm going to go there. And then very liquidy, plenty of water, because I don't want too much of this. Sometimes it's easy to put too much on of the chalk paint. And then just decide where you want to do this. I usually do it on one side of the squiggly line. And it's kind of bleeding into it a little bit, so it's starting to blend. Kind of like that. And then get just some water on your brush and kind of blend it out even more, right? And then it kind of looks like marble, magically. And so I just do the same thing, a little bit of the paint, and again, decide which side you want it on. It doesn't have to be on the same side every time. You can change it. I'm just sort of touching the darker grey with the lighter grey and letting them, in some places smear, in some places not. You want it to be uneven. It's a natural surface. Oops, I almost dipped my brush in paint instead of water. And then get some water and make sure you don't have a hard edge here. You want that to blend out into the white. Quite like that. So again, let's maybe go on the other side here. I'm gonna just sort of fudge that and smudge it right along the imaginary fault line we've created in the marble. Get a little little water and blend. Looks quite good. Believable from a distance anyway, right? There we go. That's pretty passable marble. So then let's move on to, let's do the front next. So we'll add the white paint. And again, a little bit of water. You want this nice and liquidy. And you got to join with your top pieces, because like I said, this is supposed to be a solid block of marble. And so those striations would keep coming through. So start where the other one ends and then just decide where you want to go with that. There's one up here. Oh, I need a bit more paint. There's a bit too much water on that brush, I think. We don't have any extra lines on the front, so I might just add one down here, just for good measure. I'm going to add a little bit more to this one. I feel like that one, I skimped out a little bit on the grey. Okay. And let's get a little bit of, and I match where I put, you know, this is the side where the lighter grey goes. Just kind of touch in the darker paint. Oh, good grief, I just put that in my paint. There we go. Losing it here. At least I'm not drinking my paint water. Okay. Let me do this one while I'm at it, because I've got quite a bit of paint on there still, which is too much, which is why I'm going to sort of dilute it now. You can see how wet this is. It's helping make the colors run a little together, which is what you want. There we go. I think that looks believable. Happy with that. And then you just keep moving around. Work on all the sides that are visible and trying to join up those lines. And once this is done, I'll spray a little clear coat on it to protect it, seal it, maybe give it a tiny bit of shine. Here's the water. And here I only have 2 points where I'm going to sort of try to join it down here, because it kind of joins up with that front piece. I honestly don't know if this is accurate, but it looks good to me. And just because I feel like I should have another one, I'm going to do one right here. And let's get the watery chalk paint and just kind of ease it in. Might as well do all of them while we're at it. And there we go. It's looking kind of like marble. I'm just going to get some water and blend those hard lines out. A little bit more water before I tackle this one. It's a little heavier. There we go. All kind of joins together. Now, here's where I figure out where to hold. There we go. That's the last side, and then I can set this aside to dry. And as I said, just a clear coat or something to protect it when we're done. Again, joining it to where we had the seams showing up. And then we have one at the front, which I'm gonna add a little bit more to. There we go. All right. A little bit of the chalk paint. Just sort of touching the gray, the darker gray, as I do this. And some of that darker gray bleed in. And then, again, final touch, just a little bit of water to blend, make sure there are no hard lines. Okay, I think that's pretty passable marble. So we'll set this aside and let it dry.